This blue dot's going on the air. Looks like he's going everywhere. With his pet Jenny and his blue dot family. Travis is his tech guy. Put that blue dot in the sky. On his first Naruto run. Looked like this blue dot was having fun. He is not a mouse. Moved from the shop to the house with Marsha and his clan. This blue dot is the man. Travis is his tech guy. Put that blue dot in the sky. Looked like he was having fun. Looked like this blue dot is gonna run. He likes to say every day in his own special way. Are you shitting me? And he loves his blue dot family. We love John, he is the man. And we love this special clan. We are a blue dot family. And we like to
Hello, Blue Dot family. It is Thursday night. Yeah. It's Thursday night. I almost got my damn days mixed up. It is Thursday night. It's time for our Blue Dot family meeting. We're all glad you're here. I was glad to see Twizzle Snizzles jump in the room early. Joy Peters, Tamara Harrington, John Herron, who occasionally even uses his voice, and so you ought to catch an eye on one of his videos sometimes. Pepsi Mac joined us. Linda Douglas, Val Wood. And I want to wish, while I got it right here in front of me, I want to wish Tammy Ames a happy birthday today. I say that because I got mail from Tammy today, and she sent me a bottle of beer. It's a Cascazilla, and it's from Ithaca Beer Company, and so that looks interesting. Let me bump everything around here. She sent me some pralines.
Hold on, really quick. Look at that microphone and look where your mouth is.
Oh yeah,
you may want to. Hang on. Gotta adjust. You're good. Go ahead. Tilt it a little bit your way. There you go. Now you should be good.
Is that better?
Loud and clear. There we go.
All right.
There we go.
Perfectionist. I'm telling you. And thank you, Eugene Cobble, for subscribing, buddy. We appreciate it. If y'all haven't subscribed there on YouTube, sit down there and reach down there and hit that like or subscribe button. We appreciate it very much. But I got Tammy Ames mail today. She had sent me a package. We was concerned about it. I got some Zappos chips. I got a really nice shot glass from New Orleans, which I've been down there a few times in my life, and some pictures of her, and I noticed I haven't read the letter yet, Tammy. We just got it a minute ago, and there's a picture of Tammy, and that picture, I know exactly where she's standing, baby. That's right in the doorway of the Café Du Monde in New Orleans in the French Quarter. An evening either begins or ends at the Café Du Monde. Anyway, Leo Sahaki's out there. I see that, buddy. Grim, we're glad you're here. And yes, happy birthday, Tammy Ames. And it just dawned on me that's Karen Cormier's sister. And we have a bunch of sisters. Donna Bonicosi and Linda Calabro. And the other two, Tamara Harrington and Connie Burnett. I think I got that right. Anyway, we are indeed a big family, and I'm glad everybody's here. Well, what's going on? Well, there's a lot going on. Yesterday was the first day of the hearings, but today was kind of taken over by the shooting out at Santa Clarita, California, where 2 students were killed by a 16-year-old shooter who attempted to take his own life. That's 366 mass shootings in this year alone in this country. 366 mass shootings. You think we'd do something? We tried. Today, H.R. 8 passed in the House, was sent to the Senate. It was on the floor. It's a universal background check bill. And it was shot down, blocked by Senator Cindy Hyde-Smith of of Mississippi. Don't get confused there. Mississippi. Remember her? She's the one that went to that a big donor's ranch. Big donor of hers was putting on a party for her, and she made the comment that if this guy was having a lynching, she'd be in the front row to watch. Yep, that's Cindy Hyde-Smith, and that's the comment that I will forever remember that woman for. She's nothing but a disgusting little white supremacist. Yeah, that B word. It just shows you that, yes, the Democrats are trying to do something. We are. There are bills passed through the House. They're sitting on the floor of the Senate thanks to Republican senators who refuse to do anything. She said it infringes upon the Second Amendment rights. That's what, you can't do universal background checks because that infringes on the Second Amendment right of some crazy lunatic to get a gun somewhere or make guns so prevalent that a 16-year-old can get his hands on one so easily. We knew it was coming. We don't know what school's going to be next, but we do know there will be another school. Sure, there will be. Happens all the time nowadays. We ain't going to do shit about it because of the worshipers to the altar of the gun. People like Cindy Hyde-Smith, who doesn't care how many kids die anywhere, much alone here. They don't care. There's a lot of things the Republicans do not care about. One of them is honesty, truth, integrity, morals, all that kind of shit. They don't give a shit about it. Nancy Pelosi is using the word bribe now. And I think it's appropriate. She said the bribe is to grant or withhold military aid in return for a public statement of a false and fake investigation into the elections. That's bribery. And the reason they're using that term is because that word is in the Constitution, baby. Reasons for impeachment. Bribery is one of them. So they're changing the language from the quid pro quo shit. This is plain extortion. It's plain bribery. I prefer the word extortion. It carries it a little bit farther. But new information came out yesterday about the July 26th phone call. And all of a sudden, Gordon Sondland is back in the picture again. He's going to have to come back in. He's already changed his testimony once to cover up some bullshit. Now he's going to have to come back in again and account for that phone call. And it's already being reported out there that this phone call, which was in a restaurant in the middle of Kiev in the Ukraine, which is heavily occupied by Russians, that they're damn sure that this phone call was picked up by Russian intelligence, and because they don't give a shit. Donnie uses his little cell phone all the time, calls everybody in the world. His buddies got his. They can all. And remember now, he's on the phone with him, and this is the guy that Donnie says, "Oh, I don't really know him. He only gave me $1 million, kissed my ass for 3 hours, and then I let him be ambassador. But outside of that, I just don't know the guy." It's the same bullshit line Donnie uses all the time. But yeah, it's gonna be a little something to talk about. Donnie has now taken his tax return fight to the Supreme Court. We knew it would be the other day when the lower court ruled against him on his taxes. We knew it was going to go to the Supreme Court. Well, that's where it's headed now. And the Supreme Court has only one way to rule on this case. Anything other than show your taxes, then we have a corrupt court is what we would have. And that's what we need to look at. What else is going on? That's about it. A few little things here that I wrote down. Donnie is increasing the budget. Mega Wet Willie. Mega Wet Willie just donated. There's me shaking hands with Beto. Mega Wet Willie just donated $5 through Super Chat. Mega, we appreciate it very much. And I forgot that Beto jumped up there when that happened.
Yep.
Forgot. Anyway, he wants to increase the budget to $4.7 billion to keep operations going in South Korea. That's a 500% increase because Pyongyang is, or not Seoul, I'm sorry, Seoul is kind of concerned about Donnie's commitment to the peninsula. Or, they don't know if he's sticking around. So Donnie increased it to $4.7 billion. And when the Pentagon and OMB were asked where that number came from, they said it was pulled out of thin air. The same way he does everything else. He doesn't know where he's going to get $4.7 billion. He's going to increase it 500% from what it usually is. And he's pulling that figure right out of his butt. He doesn't get the advice of counsel. He doesn't get the advice of the generals or anybody else. Donnie pulls shit out of his butt, because he can say 4.7. Look at me, I'm giving more than any president has ever. Doesn't matter that we don't have it. He just likes to say shit. Anyway, I've seen a bunch of parade of Republicans come out, and their tactic seems to be that there's nothing new, nothing to see here, nothing's happening in this. Yesterday was a big nothing burger, and it does not rise to the level of impeachment. And now they're going, well, we were holding it back, the money, because this was a new guy. It was a new president. We was testing him out to see if he was any good. Are you shitting me? Are you shitting me? It was plain extortion is what it was. Anyway, the other note I have here I thought was interesting. I watched an article about, it was in Arizona. It was in Arizona, baby, and there was former Republicans in the state of Arizona. And one lady was even crying about how the Republican Party has let them down. I don't even recognize it anymore, as what the lady said, but she was crying. Couldn't stand the thought of her precious Republican Party becoming what it is now, a pack of lying, cheating, thieving goons, mobsters. And that's what we have, baby. Anyway, that's about all I got. Candy Gidrid's here. How you doing? I'm glad you had your margarita last night, baby. Grim's here. And Donna Bonacosi, non-secure phone. What the hell? He doesn't care. He never has. Has he, Velda?
Nope. Not at all.
He doesn't care about that phone or anything else. Laws, Constitution.
He don't care about anybody else but his fat ass.
His own ass. That's it. That's the only thing he worries about. But he's got a lot to worry about. I think he's going to lose this little thing in the U.S. Supreme Court on his taxes. I don't see how the court has any other way to rule except to release his damn taxes. So,
what they have to do is just send it back down to the lower court and say, do what they said.
Nope, won't happen.
No, I don't think so.
First off, hi, John.
Hello, Mitch. How you doing, buddy?
I'm tired as shit. My back is all fucked up.
Oh, hell. You've been moving.
Yeah, we're in the new place.
You got us on speaker there?
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm only on for a bit. We're going to go head out for dinner.
Oh.
But I want to say hello and thank you for keeping on. We'll be listening in. I'm going to go get ready. We have a lovely house, but we have no food in it. So we're gonna go out. It's all in cans, and I'd rather have something. We're gonna go get some Vietnamese food, I think, today.
Outstanding. Well, Mitch, enjoy yourself. I'm glad you got moved into the new house. I know you're going to be busy for a little bit, but y'all go out and enjoy your dinner. Keep us in mind, and we'll talk to you later, bud.
Before I head out, that there's some scuttlebutt running around that corroborates my scuttlebutt that I've been saying for years, which is that the primary reason why they don't want to release his tax return is because he has paid out no one can really guess, but we seem to think between $30 and $50 million of pretrial settlements for child molestation and rape over the last number of years, not to mention his porn star. He likes to do bareback to porn stars too.
Yeah.
But there's a video circulating. I don't know how accurate it is. I can't attest to it. But apparently Donald likes little boys too. And he's $50 million to cover up his crimes, and they will show up on his tax return. And that is why he is going through such extraordinary lengths to hide them, both because of these are bribes too, right? They're legal bribes, still bribes.
Yes.
And that and his outstanding debt to Russian and Ukrainian oligarchs.
Oh,
they're all
surely you jest, Mitch.
And we are now in we were in the first inning. We are now bottom of the second inning, and I think the Democrats in Congress are going to pick him apart. And I can tell you, you can start to see his wall of solidity of his psychotic followers. You can start to see it fraying around the edges.
Yes, sir.
As the testimony comes out, as it is corroborated, as the generals will continue to parade by, as the whistleblower complaint continues to solidify, you will see Trump's ratings plummet even further. I believe he will. By the time this happens, I'm not a big fan of Nancy Pelosi, but I think she played this one right. This is all going to be going on right in the meat and potatoes of the debate time, when people are going to decide who they're going to vote for.
Yes, sir.
For a crook.
Go ahead.
I just said people are going to have to decide if they want to have a crook as the president of the United States or not.
Exactly.
Pretty simple, huh?
Pretty damn simple to me, Mitch. And that's what the choice is. And you're just teasing me with this payoff to for molestation and rape and his little affection for boys. That would be, that might be enough to move the needle on some of them. I'd say a pretty good amount of them. But it's left. We'll wait and see. Now you have me all tantalized for that, Mitch. Damn, I'm telling you. We want to thank Diana Mallory, who just put $10 through Super Chat and says, "Please don't broadcast the next debate. LOL. Couldn't take it. Not having the Blue Dot family for the rest of this chaos, darling. We are not going to do that.
Don't worry.
Yes,
I'm on top of that.
He is very much on top of that. I am not allowed to do squat." So, even the things I think we could do. Hey, I think we could do this. And he just gives me that look. I got it. Anyway, we're glad Mitch has got his new house. I know that has been a big item on his list for a long time now. So, we're happy for him, and he's going to be moving a lot of shit here lately.
Yeah, thanks everybody. All the Blue Dots have been so supportive. I love all you guys. Everybody's just been pulling for me, and you guys made the victory even that much more sweet, I gotta say.
Well, we love you, Mitch. What can we say, baby? It's a family thing.
My parting words would be to take a look at the show discussion channel on Discord. I just posted the YouTube link to the video that I found, and I make no substantiations. I just said this is what I found. You can watch it for yourselves, and then try to piece together whether you think it's legitimate or not.
Left up to us to find out. They'll find out if it's true. If it's true, it will it will come out.
All right. Good night, everybody. See you guys soon. Love you all.
All righty, and thank you, Dawn Petty for donating $5 through Super Chat, darling. We appreciate it very much. It keeps the lights on and keeps the internet paid. We appreciate it very much. Yogi, my man. Here. How are you, buddy?
Good.
Good night, John.
Hello.
Hello.
It's Julie saying good night.
Oh, hi, Julie. Good night, darling. Have a good dinner, and we're so happy about your new house, darling.
Oh, thank you so much. It's a lot of work, but we're enjoying it already.
Yeah, why don't you do me a favor and whack him upside the head later on for me?
No problem.
Okay, thank you, darling. Well,
good night.
Y'all have a good evening. Yogi.
Yep,
I'm here.
All right, buddy. You doing all right?
I'm doing great.
Hanging in for this pony show that's going to continue tomorrow?
That was a shit show yesterday with that fucking junkyard Jordan. He got put in his place by Welch.
Yes, he
didn't
did.
He?
The little attack dog. Yeah, he's.
Little anchor fire. He got put in his place.
Yeah, he's like a chihuahua. He's just yapping all over the place. The guy is just. He is there. He's the drama queen for the Republican Party. He is the, like I always call him, the new Trey Gowdy, the one that's going to pound his desk and scream and holler about nothing, and nothing he's talking about makes any sense anyway. But
have to fuck up and let people answer, and I guess Taylor really told him that, hey, I'll answer it if you shut up.
Yeah. There were several people got put in their place. Darn it, I meant to look up the guy's name because I was listening it into my truck. It was Jim Jordan. I can't remember the Democrat that came next when Jim was saying that. We want to see the whistleblower. We want the man who started it. We want to hear from the guy that started. And the next Democrat said, well, Donnie can come down here and sit in this chair anytime. He's never going to do that.
Representative Welch.
Nope.
Welch.
Yeah, Welch. Is that who it was?
Yeah.
Yep.
Good for him being on top of it. Bernadette, baby, are you there?
I am.
Always a proud voice to have on this show. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, and yourself?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Little upset about the shooting. Used to live down there. I know that area well, and just feel like it's a damn shame. I was telling Yogi, Chris, earlier that, I heard a talking head on one of the shows today. He said, hey, it's your senators that keep the gun issues going. And the more we keep voting them in, the more they're going to give less than a hot fuck. And I'm sorry I put...
No, that's all right, baby. Crack the shell open. Go ahead. Get us involved in
We're
this
20
show.
minutes in. You're
yeah,
good.
we're 20 minutes. We're good. Cuss away.
Yogi already beat her.
Oh, did he?
Yep.
What are y'all having a contest here? It's a running contest. So you can... No, Bernadette, you're right, baby.
No filter.
No filters. You're right, baby. As long as we keep these senators, and Cindy Hyde-Smith, she just got elected into that down there in Mississippi, because I remember talking about her during the contest. She's about as vile as they come. She's Mississippi wrapped up in a white robe.
That she would sit front at a lynch.
Yes. Yep, that was her quote.
Yeah, well, let's lynch Donald Trump's ass, and she
let's
can
see
have front row.
Let's see if she scrambles for the front row of that.
I'm game.
Yeah, me too. Wait. On that note, I forgot Tammy Ames in that package is sitting right here in front of me, along with the beer, the shot glass, the pralines. She also sent me a voodoo doll. That's from New Orleans too. She was down in the French Quarter for a while. She sent me an actual voodoo doll. I think it's from that place down in the Vieux Carré. And what tickled me is it comes with instructions. And so there's a white needle that you use if you want to give somebody some good luck. And right now I'm thinking of Tammy Ames, so we're going to use the white. Get in there. There you go, Tammy. And then they have a black one. And that's for people who, while you're thinking of it, you got to think of the person and you stuff it right in this stinking pie hole.
Oh, shit!
It's not cute. I'd be using the white one on you. Anyway, I thought that was pretty neat. Got a voodoo doll to go with my Donnie voodoo doll here that has pins all stuck up in it. And so I almost forgot to mention that. Darn, it's sitting right there in front of me.
That's awesome, John. I have a voodoo doll.
Do you?
I do.
Do you use it?
Absolutely. He's full of pins. And in fact, speaking of lynchings, I hung his ass.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm telling you, if half of what Mitch was just talking about comes out, But those taxes, they're going to tell the tale. How about it, Dave, down under? You going to do all right, bub?
Mate, thank you very much. How are you? And I hope you're well. And Travis, I hope you're well.
I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for asking.
Good on you, mate. I'm a little bit tired because the first day of the hearing starts my time, 2 o'clock in the morning, or sort of 1:30.
Oh,
shit.
god damn, you're dedicated, man.
Yes, you are. Whoa.
Well, I got up and I missed the first half hour. Then I watched the proceedings, and I motivated through the whole day from there on in. I didn't go to sleep, and then I thought I better get a couple of hours sleep because there's another round of hearings on today. So I tried to get a couple of hours in the afternoon. Then I was awake at 1 o'clock and looking at CNN and NBC and all them. No live broadcasts. 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock.
Oh.
And at 4 a.m., I spoke to Velda this morning at 4 a.m., my time. And
Lord.
there was nothing on, John. And I thought there was something on. So I'm going to be tired for a few weeks, but I've got to do it because I've got to hear all this crap, you know?
Well, Dave, bless your heart for being that involved. All the way over in Australia, I wish we had more in our country here that were paying attention. I really do.
Can I just say, on the point of the whistleblower,
right?
They're saying, we've got to see this whistleblower. We've got to see this whistleblower. We want to hear from this guy. Well, let me tell you, when a crime is committed and someone sees a crime committed and he dials 911, the police go and investigate the crime or act. The person that dialed 911 is not a person of interest. He's only the person that blew the whistle or let the cops know something's wrong.
Right.
So why bother with this person? Because what he has said has just been proven by the testimony of the witnesses. So leave the whistleblower alone.
They want to bring him out because they think he's a Democrat, and even if he isn't, they're going to call him a never Trumper. He's a part of the deep state. He's
evidence.
That's what the Republicans will say.
But the evidence is evidence.
That's true.
Nancy Pelosi came out today and said, "If you out, you will." And I love her for that because she was rather when she said those words. It meant that.
Yes, I've been supportive of her. I've been tested by her because I was in a hurry to get this going. But I believe she's steering this ship in the right direction. What do you think, Leo?
I think we had one hell of a week so far.
I think
get a little crazier tomorrow.
It's good, yes, sir. Tomorrow we get Yovanovitch, and I think they're going to have David Holmes behind doors.
Sondland tomorrow too.
I don't know about Sondland. I know Yovanovitch, and I know.
Sondland's not till next week.
Yeah.
Well, I know one thing before I forget it, Dave. That was a perfect analogy. Do you try to track down? I mean, criminals try to track down who dialed 911, but the police don't care about it. The courts don't care about it.
No.
Yeah. And they know. Every one of these people know there are federal laws prohibiting the outing of a whistleblower. So while all these Republicans whine and stuff, and Donnie whines about it, they're all going against the law. That tells you they don't give a shit about the law. They'd rather out this guy and have a freaking lynching party in that guy's front yard because of Donnie's fans.
Today with the biker wisdom thing as far as the GOP. They will not look at the main point in all of this. The guy has done huge criminal activity. And, fuck quid pro quo. We're done with those words.
Yeah.
Extortion and bribery.
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. And,
why the GOP won't look at it, I guess it's just not get elected, but it's disgusting.
It is. It is. It's trying to spin a basketball on a needle, and none of them they're all blind.
They keep using the same talking points.
Yes.
So, they got the money. Trump gave them the money. That's another one of those. Stop right there. Donald Trump didn't give them jack shit.
What's that?
It is.
What's that, Bernadette?
It does not negate the fact that he committed a crime by holding up the money and the missiles, whether he got what he wanted or not. That was the crime.
And he's not the one who gave them the money. That's a thing they're missing too. Trump does not allocate money.
No, that's Congress.
Reason why the money was issued and he gave the okay and said go ahead and release the money was because he got caught.
Rob Portman, senator from Ohio, called him on September 11th, the day the funds were released.
Yes.
Rob Portman called him. At that point in time, he knew that he had Congress was asking where the money was. DOD is asking. OMB. He's also getting. Sondland tells him on the 9th that Donnie's quid pro quo talk was being typed out on text messages by Bill Taylor. He knew that there was a whistleblower. That's why he let go of the money. Not because, okay, we figured out he's a good guy and we're letting him have the money now, because that's part of what they're trying to push now. They're trying to push the narrative that we were holding back the funds because, hey, this was a new president. We don't know. The last guy was corrupt. We want to make sure this guy's not corrupt. Are you shitting me? The most corruption, the only corruption in this whole game seems to be in America. It doesn't seem to be in Ukraine. Ukraine elected a new president on the auspices of doing away with corruption, and the first thing he has to encounter is extortion from the United States. Are you shitting me? What a lesson, huh?
And Trump's dirtied him. Trump has put this new, clean as a whistle, baby president from day one in a situation where, do I become corrupt? Do I become dirty? Do I stay clean? He's put this guy in an awkward position. No, there's no pressure. The poor fellow. Poor fellow.
He's still wrapped up in it. Donnie is still president. Pompeo is still Secretary of State. You know, the Ukraine is in a position now they can't say anything for fear of upsetting Donnie, for getting the president.
I made that analogy to that too. It was the way, and I put it two different ways. One is as far as the aid. If you come to my house on my birthday and bringing me a birthday present, and somebody runs over and grabs it, that's a bully and picks on everybody, and you're not getting your goddamn present and all that, but then they finally give it to me. Did they give me a present? I don't think it was them.
No, I don't think it was them. But if it wasn't for them, you wouldn't have it. So therefore, they are the hero. That's the bullshit they're trying to pull. Well, you know, he got the aid. There's no crime here, no harm, no foul. That's what they're trying to claim. Diana Forever 420 donated $3 through Super Chat. I like that, Diana.
Yeah, that's a really good
Forever
one.
420, baby. Thank you very much. We appreciate that tremendously. Yeah, that's what we're dealing with right now. But I think it's going to change. You know, before this goes to the Senate, there's going to be a whole lot more. They're whining right about now about, oh, this is second hand, third hand, fourth hand. Okay. Let's get the first hand guy up there. Let's get the one that heard it come right out of his mouth. Let's get
John, I wonder at night time when these people go home to their wives or their partners or their husbands, I wonder if their partners say to them, what the frick are you doing? Or, you know.
I think that's what happened to Rudy Giuliani's wife.
You reckon?
I
mean, Kellyanne Conway has a nice evening when she gets home in the evening?
I don't even know.
I don't know.
I don't even know
why that marriage exists outside. I feel bad for George. That lady.
He's been on TV lately, making a few appearances.
Yes, he has.
He stays.
What's that, Bernadette?
Bernadette?
I said, don't feel bad for him because he stays.
That's true.
Fair.
That's
true. Fair.
That's true. He should leave.
She needs Bernadette. You're getting softer and softer. Yep. Don't forget to bring her back in, Travis.
Yep, I'm keeping an eye out.
You know, we have to watch this. And again, I'm going to temper this. I'm going to temper this comment with another fact. The polls, the ratings came out for the first day of the impeachment hearings, and as far as viewership goes, Fox Spews Bullshit Mountain came in with the highest ratings of 2.9 million viewers. MSE came in second with 2.7 million viewers. So don't think that them little slimy cockroaches out there aren't watching. They are. So I haven't checked out Fox News or anything like that to see how they portray it. I can only imagine how they can. But you got to remember the percentages of people in this country. Donnie is down to an approval rating of what, 38% at the most, and he's got a 95% approval rating within his party. Well, that's 95% of 30%. Go figure. It's fewer of them than it is of us. I always want to put that caveat out there to remind you that these numbers like this, a whole lot more.
But there's a video out there from one of the Fox News judges saying that they need to impeach him. They need to impeach Trump.
Yeah, that's the
Judge Italiano or whatever.
Yeah. Well, that's, again, there are a few people on Fox that's on the news part of Fox that are speaking the truth. That you can't get around the facts. They can Sean Hannity and Tucker Carlson, all that Laura bullshit angle people over there, Rush Dick. This is all they have to sell. How outrageous it is that we're doing this, that the Democrats we're trying to have a coup and overturn the election, and all the other kind of bullshit they try to sell because they can't deal with the facts. The facts of the matter is he has abused his office. He has abused his oath to the Constitution. He is involved in financial crimes, which I believe even more of that is going to come out with Lev and Igor as that trial progresses, and his taxes coming out, which they will.
John, there's another one in there too, and all of those GOP ass implicit.
Yes, they are. Every one of them.
I want to kick in one more thing because I'm supposed to be eating right now. Valerie's sitting here. Say hi to her.
Hello, Valerie. How are you, darling?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Are you doing your best to keep him in line?
Oh, that's impossible.
I figured as much.
I did want to put one more thing out there, John.
What's that?
Today was one of those ironic things, but never, ever, ever, ever forget it.
What's that?
While those kids were dying, while those kids were in the hospital, while the two that died were being taken to the morgue today, the Republicans had Chris Murphy from Connecticut, who is a Democrat, bring up the universal background check motion,
HR 8,
and they tabled it. While those kids were dying, they tabled it. Don't forget that.
Well, it was Cindy Hyde Smith out of Mississippi that blocked it. HR 8 was put up on the Senate floor today. It was already passed through the House. It had been called for a universal approval, meaning that it was unanimous. Everybody was going to vote for this. And they were, until Cindy Hyde Smith. And that was not by mistake. She didn't all of a sudden say, no, I changed my mind. No, this was planned. They picked somebody lowly like Hyde Smith to be the one to take the bullet. You go up there and block it. Well, it infringes upon our Second Amendment rights. Are you shitting me? Sit down.
But
yes, that was during the shooting. That was happening. They don't care.
Anyway,
So it
that's
doesn't
what I
pop.
got tonight, folks. If you get a chance, take a look at the Biker Wisdom today. I got pretty fired up. But I need to get to this food before the dogs do.
I bet you do, buddy. You better run. You better run.
Right.
That is Biker Leo. Y'all can find him on Biker Wisdom on Facebook. Leo Sahaki. He uses his voice all the time. And I encourage you to stop by, give him a listen, and like, share, and subscribe, like he says. So, Leo, y'all have a good one. We'll see you later. Anyway.
John.
Yes, sir.
Try Bernadette one more time.
Guess who Bernadette and I was speaking to this morning? Lone Wolf.
Oh, you spoke to Lone Wolf this morning?
Yeah, Bernadette and I were talking to him. He's got a microphone happening, and we had him a bit of a chat, and he's really good. And I'm amazed he's not here today.
Well,
he was in the room and then he disappeared.
That's him. that's how he operates. He's there and then he's gone.
That mic works half the time.
Oh man, he's having mic problems. Well, I know he's out there, so I'm glad to hear that you got to talk to him, Dave. That's really good. I like it when
he's very healthy.
Yeah.
I had some very interesting conversations with him.
with Dave?
Yeah, I bet you did.
with Lone
yeah.
Wolf. Yes, he is.
Yeah,
He's-
with
Yeah.
I bet he's got a few stories to tell.
We actually have quite a bit in common.
Oh,
we
no.
Found out.
Oh, well, I'll pray for
Yes.
you.
So,
I'll pray for you.
so let's put it this way: there might be an exchange of ideals going on there.
Good. I love
Yeah,
that's what this
yeah.
whole family is about. You know.
Exactly.
And
mean-
he's getting a hard line on the 7th of December.
You know
He's
that we're a
finally
good
get-
family. When we invite somebody like Rick Davis into the room, that guy. Hey, Rick.
Hi, Rick.
How you doing there?
I'm doing fine, buddy. Glad you're here. How are you been up to?
Oh, not too much. Just trying to stay out of the snow.
That's a good thing to do. That's a good thing to do, Rick. I try to avoid it as much as I can. We don't get it down here very often.
Yeah, we get a lot of it up here.
I would imagine. You're in North Dakota?
No, northern New York.
Northern New York. I'm sorry, Rick. I get people confused sometimes as to where you're at. Northern upstate New York. Ain't that what they call it?
Upstate New York.
There you go, buddy. Well.
Smoke another one, John.
Yeah, smoke. I'm on roaches, dear. There ain't another one. There ain't another one. So we're making this last as long as we can, baby.
I hear you.
Nice Cavendish blend here, but anyway.
He's going to get drought season.
What's that?
Roger
Said you're going
Stone's
into drought.
trial is making Trump look a bit ordinary, isn't it? With a liar, he's lied.
Well, it's going to tie his ass straight to WikiLeaks. You know, to get the. I love WikiLeaks to I don't know WikiLeaks. It's the same thing with people. It doesn't matter what it is. He'll go from I love these things to I never heard of them. But again, it ties it in. Yeah, I'd like to. I'm waiting on a verdict on that one. I hope they throw his ass in jail. It's that simple. You know, I hope he goes with Roger Stone.
Oh yeah, he's got to go.
Yeah, he's gonna pull some prison time. I think the evidence.
He lied to Congress.
Yes,
of
he
course
did.
he's going to go.
He's
Look
got
at
to
where the rest of them is that lied
There
to
you
Congress.
go. Yeah, all of Donnie's friends. end up in
Giuliani.
Only the best.
Giuliani's got to go.
Yes, I think he
Collins
is.
has got to go. Jordan, they've all got to go. They're all involved.
Yeah, there's money coming in from all over the place, and Giuliani, I think he's looking at some serious crimes. Ain't that some shit? From the attorney district of the Southern District of New York, a national district attorney to a low life crime guy running around trying to make deals, trying to influence Republicans, and there's a list of them Republicans. Go ahead.
The Southern District of New York is watching the impeachment hearings to bring charges against Giuliani's stupid ass.
Yes, that's what. That's when we're all sitting around here discussing the impeachment and everything that's coming out here, we always have to keep in mind that the Southern District of New York, they have a list of shit, and so does Virginia. I think still has an active case.
Yes,
I think so. But these cases, these are state charges, baby. These are brought up by district courts in Manhattan and stuff. He's not going to.
John, I have a theory.
What's that?
A lot of that black ink that we saw in the Mueller report.
Yeah, a lot of that's
is all the shit. No, is all the shit that we're seeing now.
Yes.
Is Giuliani? Is Roger Stone?
There you
is
go.
all the shit that we're seeing now. All that black ink.
Yep. All that.
Today,
all that redacted
the
material.
Moscow 97.3 crew, Lev and Igor.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. They are in the Mueller report. One of those guys is the guys that is one of those two guys, and it's in the Mueller report. It was standing in front of the White House in the middle of a protest that they had organized. They had gotten Americans to come out there and protest at the White House in support of Donnie, I think, or I can't even remember that angle of it, but they were out there, and this guy's holding a sign up that says, "Happy Birthday, Boss." He's holding that sign for his boss back in Russia, and he's laughing his ass off, showing his boss, "Yep, look at all these stupid Americans I got to come down here on the bullshit that we sold." It was one of those things that the Russians did to help Donnie get elected. They motivated people to get out in the street.
That's why it was so easy to catch those two, because they were already on their asses.
Yes. Yeah, they had been under investigation for a long time when they snatched them at the airport.
Yeah, everybody thinks that the Mueller report is over with, and I don't think so. I think all of this shit, including the impeachment, including Giuliani and all his antics, that man is fucking crazy.
He is.
Is all a part of the Mueller report.
All
What do you
part.
think his wife is going to divorce him?
What's that?
Today,
What do you think his wife is divorce him? Because he's a crazy ass.
No
Yeah.
shit. Well,
today, a lot of pages were released because they were because of Stone's the court case today with Stone, because some of the lines that were redacted are no longer redacted because it was in court today.
Because it was part of it's part of the Roger Stone. See, the Mueller report, we have to remember, covered a wide range of angles, and like Bernadette says, most of them coming out now we're unredacting those lines. We're removing that black cover up and seeing what the crime was, and there's still a lot of more redactions to go yet. You know, we're not even.
It was a very long report.
Yeah, yes it was. Yes it is. But you know, we're over the first day, and already we can see the facts emerging in this case. Facts that really we already knew. We heard hints of this testimony behind doors. We got one new little tidbit with the phone call on the 26th yesterday, which again, Sondland is going to have to come back into Congress and testify about that phone call, which he conveniently left off his shit before. You know, that man is going to be pushed up against the wall, and it's going to be his ass against Donnie's ass. And just how much is Donnie going to be willing to, keep him around? If he runs his mouth about shit, he'll throw him under the bus like everybody else. I barely knew the man. That kind of shit. And yeah, it is. It's laughable because we've seen it so many times.
It is.
Yes. Every time you turn around, as soon as he says, well, I barely know.
Levin, Igor.
Yeah.
He wait till he don't know Giuliani.
Yeah.
He didn't know Michael Cohen.
Yeah, he did a few cases for me. It's like Michael Cohen. Well, I gave him a little bit of work, and that's it. Bullshit. He was your number one guy to kill shit. In the same way with Giuliani, he'll say, oh, well, I hired him for a few things. He must have got carried away. He wanted to impress me or something, and he went and tried behind my, he'll come up with some bullshit about how this is either Giuliani and, I don't know, he's going to throw Mick Mulvaney under the bus sometime too, because Mick knows. And Mick's ass has been subpoenaed. When these congressmen start screaming about, we want to hear from the first-hand individual, well, get John Bolton's ass up there. Get Giuliani's ass in front of the... What excuses he got? He's not a government official. He's not covered under executive privilege.
I think Mick Mulvaney kind of stepped in some Donnie doo-doo when he went out there and did that press conference and then pulled his words back.
Yep.
When he did that, one of the reasons why he couldn't join the Bolton case and Bolton's deputy's case in the courts about the subpoena was because, one, he made that press conference. He already exposed himself.
Yes.
Two, him doing that put him up against Donnie. Oh, do I have to defy this subpoena or do I have to go?
Yeah. He tried to get in on the case.
Yeah.
But they
say no. Yeah. They say no. Our interests are totally different, and we ain't got nothing to do with it.
We got enough trouble of our own. We don't need your ass in there.
Exactly.
Go fend
we
for
actually want to know if we can tell the truth or not.
Yeah. And more and more of those people
if Donnie's phone call was so fucking perfect and everything was perfect about it and he did no wrong, then why not let them go and talk about it?
Why doesn't he just release the voice recording of it? The whole thing.
Where's the NSA super secret server?
Oh yeah. If I was proclaiming something to be perfect, absolutely perfect, I would want it on display, and not some cheap knockoff. And that's exactly what, because I got it right here. I keep it right here, the whole damn transcript and everything. And that's the first thing you remember. This is a rendition of the phone call. It's not a copy. It's not a transcript.
No.
That's a selective memory. And now he says he's going to throw out the first phone call. He's going to release the other one.
There's
And I'm not, like I'm supposed to
more
trust
than
that
one
shit?
or two. There's more than one or two phone calls on this shit. Sunland had a personal phone call with his radio on blast, his phone on blast in a restaurant.
In a restaurant, you know. We're dealing with the Three Stooges as far as security.
Intelligence community is now saying that phone call was out of protocol. The Russians could have been listening on it.
Were.
The Ukraine
You
could have
bet
been.
your ass
Everybody, Erdogan, China, Kim Jong-un, anybody. I could have listened in on it. Shit.
Yeah. You know, if Bill Teller's aide could sit there in a restaurant and hear the president, yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem.
That's a problem.
Yeah, they don't care. They don't give a shit about security. They don't, WhatsApp? Really? They're communicating on WhatsApp? Really?
Because they think that goes away.
Yes, they do. It's like, what's that other one?
It's so Russia can keep track. So it's just convenient for Russia. That's the game plan Donnie has to play by.
Sure.
Have a mobile phone that's not secure so we can listen in on you, Donnie, and make sure you're doing the right thing.
That's all it would take for somebody like Russia or anybody else, any other bad actor in the group who in surveillance, even the ambient sound in that restaurant was probably recording, which means if it was, well, they got that on tape. It doesn't matter how they get, it doesn't have to be a super secret thing to get information out of this guy. All you have to do is be standing around, evidently. Go to Mar-a-Lago and sit at the table next to him. Remember when he was doing the
right,
missiles? Yeah,
with the Chinese.
Yeah, with the Chinese sitting right there. Are you shitting me?
I've just bombed.
Yeah. I just bombed, what was it? He bombed somebody.
And he said the wrong country.
Yeah, now I'm just trying to search my mind for that event. It's hard to do that on occasion because we have been through so much. Syria. Was it Syria the first time he shot missiles? Oh, that's right. He shot missiles over there, but not before he told the Russians, hey, I'm going to shoot missiles over there. Y'all get out the way. That's what he did.
Exactly.
That's exactly what he did.
They blew up a runway in the airport that was empty.
He got Russian approval, not Congress. He got Russian approval.
Well, he has to get Russian approval.
He got
for
Russian approval in northern
does.
Syria. When he pulled the troops out of northern Syria, he had to get Russia's permission.
Oh, by the way,
and Erdogan.
I read a headline. I read a headline today that said Erdogan, when he came to visit yesterday, he gave Donnie back his little letter about
Yes, he did.
Be a good boy and don't be a troublemaker and all the rest. Yeah, right.
Handed it back to him.
He gave it back to him.
Yeah, face to face.
That's classic.
That is. Here you go, asshole. Here's your letter back and stick it up your ass. That's what he told him. Erdogan's not afraid of Donnie. The United States and NATO has to step up because Turkey is fixing to buy an air missile defense system from Russia. Air missile defense system from Russia. All right? If they don't want to be in NATO, kick their ass out. Put them on the fucking line. If you want to go over to goddamn Russia, get your ass over there. Good luck.
Remember the prank phone call from the guys in Russia, the radio station, to Leningrad Lindsay about those missiles.
God. Leningrad Lindsay. That
just got buried. It just drifted away.
Yeah.
It did.
So many other things.
It's so many other things because this shit happens not once a day, but several times a day. There's so much shit about this administration that is corrupt. I mean...
Yeah. The amount of stories that we have covered since I started this shit. Every day there was an "Are you shitting me?" story. Every day. Every day in the news there's that's every day for 3 years of some bullshit blowing up somewhere, a fire created by this asshole, while we watch him run in with a little thimble full of water and say, here, I'm here to rescue the day now. It's been a constant barrage of chaos since he's been here, and I have said from the beginning, that's what he likes. He likes chaos. As long as he's in the news, he doesn't matter if it's good news, bad news, or anything. They're talking about Trump. That's how he got his freaking ass elected. Because it was on every network every time he turned on the TV. Every word that came out of his mouth, they were hinging on him. And that's why they got him in here. That's what helped.
It's just so sad that you've got no model to work on. With such a bad president, you haven't had one in the past. There's no model how to handle him.
No, we've never had to do this before. This is the first time that we have had somebody who is actively trying to become a dictator, an authoritarian
shadow
regime.
government.
Yes, he wants a shadow government running everything. He wants to be control of the Department of Justice, of the State Department, of the Energy Department, of every damn thing. The EPA, it does the teachers union. He wants to control it all. And that's what he wants.
That's how companies work when they need to change.
They want a central office.
Establish another company next to their company, and they'll bleed everything over to the new company until the old company's got no controls and no input. So it eventually goes bankrupt. And what Donny's trying to do is he's trying to take the genuine government, the rightful government, and he's creating a shadow government, taking power from the rightful government into the shadow government, and eventually the rightful government has got no powers, no source of information, they're useless.
Hang on, Dad's got to sneeze. I guess I came back in at the right time.
Yeah.
You gonna be okay?
No, I can feel it coming. It just won't come. It'll come in opportunity.
Okay.
I'm sure.
Yeah, sorry I'm late. My blood sugar was feeling a little low. I had to go grab something to eat. What's up?
I don't think that's current.
Well, not only is he creating a shadow government, but he's raping our government in the process to enrich himself while he does this.
Yes.
Correct.
And
I mean, oh my God, do we live in Libya?
What's he doing right now with the downtown International Hotel and Bribe Collection Center? He's trying to sell it now, and one of the marketing strategies he's using, you make a ton of money on foreign governments. Look here, you're making lots of money here. No shit, asshole. Really?
Does that include the bed bugs?
What was that?
Does that include the bed bugs?
Yes, that includes the bed bugs. I think he has those imported all the way from Miami, all the way up from.
Isn't that like a public admission of the violation of the emoluments clause?
I hear a rumor of that.
Huh.
Yes, it's against it's a violation of the emoluments clause. Every one of his damn bribe collection centers all around the world are a violation of the
emoluments clause. But like everything else, if he does it in public, it doesn't matter because
That's right.
He could shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue and get away with it.
Just about. That's what somebody argued in court the other day, that he could shoot somebody and get away with it. They can't charge his ass. So that's what they try to progress. That they think that OLC decision on you can't indict a sitting president makes him bulletproof. And that law needs to be, that decision needs to be challenged.
It's not even a decision. It's a memo.
Yeah.
I got the memo, by the way. Jen's in the room. Hi, Jen.
Yeah.
Good evening. How are you?
You were late, dear.
I know. I'm sorry.
You shut up. Our mods are never late. They're here to come in at any time.
No, she said it right there. She said so.
Oh, well, Jen said it. Jen, you were late? That's the first I heard of it.
Yeah. Well, you were out of the room. You were gone.
Yeah.
Abandoned your post, I assume.
Sorry, I had to go run and grab some of those Easter Starburst jelly beans we still have that still taste like greatness.
I had a small spell of the vapors.
Oh, you had the vapors. Well, we're glad you're over there, aren't you?
Yes,
Control
I am.
yourself, madam. I'm looking at this praline here. I'll keep looking at that Tammy Ames sent. That looks good in that package, and I think I know where it came from. That's what I love about when people go to New Orleans, go to the French Quarter, and they tell me about it. Yeah, I think I've been to every place in that joint from the time I was a teenager. If you could slap a nickel on the bar, baby, you were getting a beer during Mardi Gras. They didn't give a shit how old you were. Well, it was more than a nickel, but if you could hit the bar, you got a beer. Anyway, a lot of good memories in there.
So who appears in the next round of hearing, or this next session in the hearing?
Ambassador
Who we got to look forward
Ambassador Yovanovitch will be the next one to come in.
Ooh, the tough woman.
Yes, she is, and she's She's got a little gripe with Donnie too, because of the what was they called it, the campaign of lies, to undermine a career diplomat, a career employee of our government, the people that we depend on. All and you hear so much about government employees, but FEMA, federal employees missing again, stuff like that. They take a lot of bureaucratic bullshit, but they run this country, baby. They run a lot of this country, and they work their asses off. And do we have bad ones? Yeah. Look at Ben Carson up there trying to buy a $50 million table or some shit for his office or crap. Yes, we have scumbags. Look at Donnie. But we have an awful lot of people like Bill Taylor and Mr. Kent.
Yeah, and these are the people that are on the front line, and they've been there for years and years and years, and they know what the fuck that they're doing, and they're supposed to be able to advise the president.
Yes.
But this cement head can't let nothing in because he's a stable genius.
Well, he's got Rudy Giuliani. If you want to do something with
that's a portrait of a stable genius right there. My God.
He makes an ass out of himself every time he comes on TV. Every time he comes on TV.
All he has to do is blink and he makes an ass out.
I like the way they make fun of him on Saturday Night Live, like he's a vampire, which is what he looks like nowadays, and yet that's what you think of him. He's a bloodsucker.
You know what they say? They say he was the mayor of 9/11, but now he's a 9/11 of mayors.
Yeah, no shit. No shit.
Damn.
That's pretty good.
That is a burn.
Yep.
Holy
if there
shit.
was ever a picture of somebody messed up on crank, it would be Giuliani.
He's a perfect example of somebody who is willing to sell out their country for the almighty dollar. That's what Rudy Giuliani is.
Traitor?
Yes, he's a traitor. He is willing to do that kind of dirty work to get an honorable diplomat to badmouth her, even get Sean Hannity involved over there on Fox News, spitting out stories about how bad Yovanovitch is. Yovanovitch was standing in the way of Rudy making money, of making dirty deals, and they had to get rid of her. So they naturally called Sean Hannity, and because they knew Sean Hannity had the president's ear, direct line.
Sean Hannity.
Donnie sees it on Fox and Friends in the morning. This is where he wakes up every day.
Put this hand in the bucket of KFC.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I say. Well, I do. I envision him. Because they've said in his... Oh,
is the sneeze finally happening? Nope.
Sounds pretty good about right now.
Yeah.
Bucket of KFC.
They said they have reported in his bedroom he has multiple TVs. I assumed that to be at least 6, 7, 8 TVs. At the very least. Probably more like 10 so he can watch every freaking channel there is. And probably has some tech guy that came in that all he has to hit a button to switch to the sound of one particular one in case they're talking about him. He can catch it. It's that's who our president is.
He's got 6 in the bathroom alone.
The Twitter queen of
I
presidents.
have that set up too. Doesn't everybody?
Well, no.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Jen. I think
but...
you use it for good or smart shit, not not being a narcissist to yourself.
When I get up in the morning, I turn my iPad on. Because we have Sling TV. That's where we get our TV over the internet. We're slingers. Then I can get it on my iPad. So in the morning, I turn on my iPad, turn on CNN or MSNBC or whatever it is I want to watch, Stephanie Mueller, and I'll listen and have my coffee. Because I don't want to turn on the big TV because Mama's still in bed. And but I carry that thing. It goes with me. When I go to the restroom, the little iPad goes with me so I can sit. I don't want to miss too much. It's my job nowadays, so I got to listen to it all. It's torture, really, was what it is.
You're probably just playing Boom Beach.
But you can take a break, John.
I do. I blew up my bases on Boom Beach today. There's my break. I'll go over there. I got 2 Boom Beaches now because I got that new phone. I got a new Boom Beach on it. And I told Marcia and Travis I think saw it too.
Yeah.
When I I showed them that if you're familiar with Boom Beach, which I don't know why anybody out there wouldn't. Because
you might be surprised.
Because I got my new phone, I get to start all over again because you can't do that on your device. You can't just like back up because you screwed up early in the game. So now I'm at the maximum level on my iPad, the game I've been playing for years, and I can't go any higher. I can't, I'm at the max. But my new game, I'm playing different. Whereas in my first game, I played it to increase the strength of my troops to go attack. This time, I spent most of my resources building up my defenses. And since I started that little game, there ain't a single person beat my village yet. They try to attack it, they lose every time.
So I want to see the chat light up if you want Dad to do a Let's Play channel. We'll start seeing it right now. Come on, y'all. Let us know.
It is my filthy little habit. My little game that I play is Boom Beach. It's the only thing I do on there. Most of the time I'm reading the news. Anything you go in there, it's the New York Times, it's the Washington Post, it's CNN, it's MSNBC, it's NPR.
Yeah.
Those are all the shortcuts
You mean
on
you
mine.
don't get your news on Facebook?
No, really. Facebook, now this has really got me pissed off. It really is, because it's affecting everything. If y'all have noticed any change on my Facebook page, for some reason my iPad will not allow me to go to my own page and scroll down. It goes as far as the pictures, they show you the little block of pictures that people have, and it won't go any farther than that. It's not a matter of loading, it just won't do it.
I'm about to confirm, is this also my problem? Because our iPads ain't too far apart.
If I like something, which I usually put a heart, if y'all know me, if I see your stuff on there, I put a heart on it. Because that's,
That's just you, Dad.
That's me. I put a heart on there because I want you to know it came from me. It's not a like, it's not, unless I laugh at it and put a funny face up there or some shit.
Mine's fine, so it's just your iPad. It's not Facebook, it's just your iPad.
No, it's not Facebook. It's my iPad.
So.
And it just quits doing certain freaking things, and it's pissing me off.
I bet you have got the revenge of those trolls. So you mess with those trolls, you played with them, and now you've got the shit. They've given your iPad a virus.
As much as I would, worry and have told Dad to be careful with what he's doing, I can guarantee, or I can verify from just years and years of this iPad, this thing's just been a POS ever since he started the channel.
It won't do anything.
But anyway.
He ain't going to listen to you, Travis.
No, he never does.
Well, I have been going easy on them. I have been going easy on them.
Oh, God, we're not starting this again.
I did. I got a little pissed off today. I did, because I went to go.
What did you do?
Well, because I went over there, and this is really, I'll tell you what. We're talking about the app MeWe. I'm about to pull my shit out of there because these people are really fucking pissing me off.
That's what trolls do.
Yeah, but there are some people that are standing up to them, but it's what they allowed. This feed today, and I'm not going to give him too much credit here, but the one I've talked about before, this guy calls himself Lone Ranger, and the other one calls himself Lex.
I'm not going to give him credit, but I'm going to say his name.
I want to see him, because if they watch this damn thing, that's what one of their viewers said. One of the guys in the chat said, Lonely, he called you out on his show because they keep telling me I'm a phony. This isn't the real John Britabo typing out these words. This is some fake guy that's acting like John Britabo. The guy pulls up my pictures and puts them in the chat all the time. Look at this skinny asshole. He's got a picture of me sitting right here. He throws up pictures of me doing this or that. My pictures. Thanks for the advertisement, bub. I appreciate that. Like you're pissing me off. Fuck you. I don't give a shit. But today, when I went in there to look, and it was after the shooting, this slug of a person, this disgusting maggot, is sitting there laughing that the kids that were killed were out in California and they're libtards, and who gives a shit? They ought to shoot every one of them out there. And this guy is just a disgusting thing. Both of them. Both of these characters who misspell half of their freaking English and speak just like you would think a Russian would, and have nothing but memes, and they sit there all freaking day from morning until night. That's where they are. And I called them out for being Russians, and well, how do you know they're Russians? And today I told them, because no American, no decent, honorable American would sit there and type out that kind of disgusting bullshit that these people are putting on this feed, and it makes me disgusting to sit here and watch these assholes. That's how come I know you're not American, because Americans wouldn't do that. They have a heart for somebody's kid when they get shot. You wouldn't believe the disgusting shit that goes on over on that freaking. It's.
So stop giving them credit.
Yeah.
And
in case they watch this one, because
mind,
evidently they check out my show so they can comment on it.
And again, none of this, and I'm sure Jen can back me up on this, and even Dennis, because Dennis is in the room. All that you just said is no surprise, because that's what trolls do, and it doesn't matter if they're Russian or American. It doesn't matter.
And they sit there all the time. I watch the show. He does nothing but beg for money. I think he has like 3 viewers at any time. That's all he does is beg for money. He's a libtard.
You're just giving them the credit right here.
Let him look it up on this show and let him know that we're talking about him, so he knows I'm the real guy. Fuck him. They don't scare me. They don't. You know, he throws a picture of me up there, and I'm supposed to be scared of that? Are you shitting me? Thanks for the compliment, bub. I appreciate that. You know who the hell I am.
You notice.
What's that, Dave?
You noticed there'll be more thumbs down on your.
Yes, I did.
Videos.
Yeah.
Than you've ever had before.
Yeah, I did. The other day I checked. I noticed I had 16 thumbs down, and I don't normally get maybe 1, maybe 2. Yeah. And I get a lot of thumbs up. But yeah, I noticed the other day it was like 16 or something. I thought to myself, oh, you little trolls, you come over here and hit the. I don't give a shit how many. I don't care if there were 1,000 fucking thumbs down button, thumbs on there, and 2 thumbs up. You know, I kind of remind myself, and I remind you all the time. If nobody was listening to me, I would still be out in my shop spouting my mouth off, because it satisfies my urge to scream my lungs out and to warn people that what's going on in our country. So whether or not somebody likes my ass is irrelevant to me. I really don't give a shit. You know.
When this mess gets sorted out in the end anyhow, and Trump's out, we've still got to maintain and talk about what is happening post-Trump, meaning we've got to follow up as a team and keep in touch and keep everyone informed as what's happened to Nunes and Collins and all these and the Giulianis and that, right. Keep it fresh in the minds of the people.
Well, that's what we're trying to do. That's what I do. And I do. I don't mind giving other people credit. Biker Leo's here. Him, Randy Kervin, Andy Paguda, voices that I consider like mine. From a small, we got a niche, but it's a niche that's growing, and one niche here, one niche there. It doesn't matter. You know, keep that word going. Keep the message going. That people, regular people, honest American people out here are ticked off. They're ticked off at this shit every day that we have to put up with. This is our country. We are the ones.
Your show on.
What's that, Dave?
Keeping politicians honest.
That's what what a little impact, whatever impact I've made in my. I'm so proud of this family and how it has grown. I never thought for a second when I opened my mouth that this would grow the way it did. But it tells me that there's a whole lot of people, not just angry. We're pissed off. This is ridiculous. Are you shitting me? That's how come that statement has made it so far. Are you shitting me? Is everybody stupid? Is everybody in America going to allow this shit to continue on? No, we're not. America's not full of stupid people. At times we're full of people that won't vote. But we have to cure that. We have to motivate them. And that's what this is about, baby. We have to motivate people to get out there, to be informed, to be involved. Because when we're not, this is the result of it. A wannabe dictator with a bunch of cult followers that worship his ground, that stand there and tell them people in front of God and everybody that, I never wanted a dictator, but if there's going to be one, I want it to be Donald Trump. That's a cult, baby. His followers are evil, some of them. The ones we're looking for, the ones we're trying to reach, are those ones that claim conservative values, who have now watched the party disintegrate into anything but conservative. They're not. They're liars. They're cheats. They're thieves. That's why that lady cried. That's why she was upset. That's how come she says she does not recognize the Republican Party the way it is today. Is because of him. He's defiled it. He's shit on it. And it's up to them to take it back. It's up to them, baby. It's up to us to remove their ass from office. It's up to them to restore their party. And I don't know how they can do that. I don't know how they'll ever do that. Do you, Dennis? Dennis is late too.
Dennis is having audio issues at the moment. He's trying to get it fixed. Hits his headphones. I don't know if he's here. Dennis, you here?
Yeah, it says his headphones finally died.
Headphones
he said
died.
Yes.
But he
He's
heard
there.
us. He heard us. Well, good, buddy. We're glad you're there. We hope your health is doing all that good stuff, and keep walking and get some new headphones. That's what you got to do. Because we want you on here. We want everybody on here all the time.
Thumbs up, T says.
There you go. He's doing good. We're glad to hear that. Anyway,
Jen, are you still very busy, Jen, with a lot of shows?
Yeah, and some other things that I do online, helping some trans folks with stuff and that sort of thing.
Outstanding.
Are you finding things are getting more intense now? It's getting close to, or now we're going through these proceedings and getting close to election. That you're finding, like John, you're finding more intense responses and trolls.
I think people seem a little bit more dicey, but that's not too unlike it was with Nixon either. Except of course we didn't have the internet. It was more face to face kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And people
it took
didn't
bravery
get as
for that
violent
shit.
then.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did.
Well, I just think if the proceedings go the way the first day went, and the witnesses, I think, are going to get better and better, I think Donnie's numbers will drop a few percentage points. Not a massive, but they will drop.
I think his numbers are going to go down. The numbers for impeachment are going to go up, I think, steadily as we go on with this. Because, like you said, these were the two that came out. Mr. Taylor and Mr. Kent, they laid the basic foundation of what was going on in Ukraine. This is what they were trying to do. They're trying to get Yovanovitch removed. They're trying to get the president of Ukraine to come to a microphone and spout out the words investigation Biden, Hillary. And in the clandestine way, they're trying to do that through a back channel through our State Department. That's the groundwork, the history of it. Now we're going to get into who said what.
What messes the whole thing up? What makes it really messy is the involvement of Giuliani. Why the freak did he ever involve in Giuliani?
Well, that's the fallacy in their argument when they say, well, Donnie was just trying to root out corruption. He was going after corruption. Well, then why didn't you go to the DOJ? Because he's not after corruption. Yep. He's after a particular thing. He wants a publicity stunt put on by the leader of a foreign country for the benefit of his political campaign. That's it. He was not interested in anything else. That's what David Holmes is going to testify that Sondland said. That Sondland said that Donnie is more interested in the interview than he is in Ukraine. Donnie doesn't give a shit about Ukraine. He doesn't give a shit about the people fighting for their independence against Russian troops being killed on the front line. Donnie doesn't know anything about those kinds of things, so he doesn't care about those kind of things. He was a draft dodger then. He never gave a dime to this country. He's a leech on this society, and that's the same thing that he is in that office. The same disgusting little creepy crud that he was before he got there. The glory hound, the headline grabber, the look at me, I'm Sandra D kind of guy. It's just pitiful. Nothing's changed. Whoever rings his bell, whoever gives him a compliment, that's who gets his ear.
The first sign of danger that I've seen, and the first sign of what told me that this man's a pig, is when he went to, I'm not sure what it was, but it was in the first month or two of his presidency. He went somewhere, it was like a G7 or something, and he walked out amongst all the people and he pushed them aside and he pushed one of these other prime ministers.
Oh, that was at the.
Remember, he walked in and he pushed him back.
I think it was at the
He
either
stuck
the
his
G7.
head in the air and looked around like a cocky.
I think it was the first. Yes, he pushed the president of. I want to say
Montenegro.
Pushed him aside, like get out of my way. Walked up front and grabbed the lapels of his jacket and gave it a little shove, like, yeah, that's me.
Mm-hmm.
He's a dick.
Yeah.
He's a dick, and he does dick things. He doesn't care about who's around him. He doesn't have any empathy or just any thought about anybody else except himself. And we all know that. Everybody knows that. Even his side knows that. He is an all for me, glory, kiss my ass kind of guy. You know, and it's disgusting because we've had presidents in our house that could speak to the people. And now we have one that just sits there and pisses on us and dares us to do anything about it. That's what this is all about to me. Everything he does out in open, do something about it. Subpoena, kiss my ass. What are you going to do about it? That's Donnie. That's the crime family that he runs. You know, he said it in himself when he was in a phone call with Zelensky that Yovanovitch, she's going to have trouble when she comes back. He's willing to ruin somebody's career on a whim, on a deal, to get more glory for his ass, to get himself reelected. He's willing to ruin anybody to get reelected.
Well, I have to agree with Kim Jong-un.
He's
an idiot.
He's an idiot. That's what he is. Yeah, that's that little story about the $4.7 billion that he pulled out of his butt, that he's going to increase 500% the funds that we're going to spend in South Korea to gin up the support for South Korea. He pulled that number out of his ass because nobody could answer the question of where he got that number. He didn't. He didn't ask somebody, what do we need? What are the financial outlook here for keeping the troops in South Korea and maintaining troop efficiency? He didn't ask that.
He's wanting to bust the piggy bank on the Social Security
Again.
and the military retirement.
And he uses that by waving the flag and saying it's all for glory. And that's what pisses me off.
He's cutting funding for school lunches so bad that 1 million children will not be able to have free school lunches anymore.
It's socialist programs. He wants to do away with all of them, baby. All of them.
You know, can I make a statement real quick?
Go ahead.
That, what was it? Last Monday we celebrated Veterans Day.
Yes, we did.
And Donnie didn't go and lay a wreath on the unknown soldier.
Third year in a row.
He went to a freaking parade
in New York. Tell you anything?
And he sent the potted plant to go lay the wreath.
Tell you anything?
Oh yeah.
Tells me a lot.
Yeah, he hollers the military all the time.
The first thing that comes out of my mouth when somebody asks, when I get confronted over a T-shirt or the discussion about Trump comes up somewhere in town, when the reasons I give, the first one starts with, A, he's a draft-dodging coward. That's what I start off with, and I always start. I don't give a shit what I'm going to say next. That's what I start off with, because it pains me for a party, like I said, that the Republican Party is, we support the troops, the bumper sticker party that just is all words, doesn't mean shit to them. They just as soon watch Donnie steal all the freaking military money to go build his wall. I don't give a shit. It's a bumper sticker for them, and I've said that forever, before Donnie. That's what the Republicans have to sell. God, guns, and that's it. You know, they wash themselves in the flag and have no idea. They bitch about Kaepernick. and don't understand who is. That's right. I'll let you say it. I'll let you say it because I know what you say. Go ahead, Bernadette. Go ahead, baby.
I was so happy to see that he is going to be able to do a workout for at least 10 teams. That was fucking awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. I was very happy to see that. Yes, there are at least 10 teams looking at him, coming to a private workout to watch him, see how. And what are they going to see? He was one of the top quarterbacks when they got rid of his ass. That man not having a team stands in contrast to our Constitution. It stands in contrast to the way we should have our country. If you demand that a man cannot or a woman cannot display an act of defiance to stand up for their rights, to bring notice to something like that, then you've lost
and make a living at the same time.
And make a living at the same. You've lost what our Constitution means. You've lost what the First Amendment gives us. Nobody has to salute the flag. Nobody has to clap feverishly when Donnie walks out on the veranda. We are not that country. We are a country, proud country of patriots. But they salute. They put their hand over their heart because of pride. But if they kneel, if they hold their fist in their air,
came out against him, he got him banned from the NFL.
Yes, he did. And that is the NFL's disgusting mistake. Those are some cowardly teams that refuse to look at him because of that.
He turned down contracts too.
Yes, he did.
Also, he turned them down, and that's why he's basically not playing anymore because he doesn't want to play. I want to be a starter or not. He sucks as a quarterback. I'm sorry to say that. He sucks as a quarterback. He got benched by.
I thought he was pretty good. He was.
System, but once Jim Harbaugh got and you're in their little pissing contest, he got benched because he was good under that. I support what he's
Yogi, you got something wrong with your mic, buddy.
It's unintelligible.
I can barely make out what you're trying to say.
Something was stepping on me then.
Say that again.
Or somebody's stepping on me because I think Jen is having in and out on it. So it's not my mic. I went through it and got it fixed. I got it fixed yesterday, working on it. So it's not my mic.
Okay.
Jen is going back in and out.
In and out.
But I support Cap for what he's doing in justice. But he sucks as a quarterback now.
He may need to refresh.
You might need to go out and come back in, Yogi, because I'm not hearing you.
Jenna's going in and out on her. I got her muted down, so I don't hear her breathing. So it's her causing.
What?
I haven't said a word.
No,
you
haven't said anything.
I don't know the deal either.
I think Yogi's a bit confused. That's all. He's a bit confused.
Well, he doesn't like Kaepernick, evidently. I got that much. He thinks Kaepernick sucks.
And that's cool. That's cool.
That's fine.
He has a right to. You know, for me, it was never about whether the man could play or not. It was about what was done to him.
That's right.
As far as being able to play.
Yeah.
Okay. And if he turned down contracts, I'm sure it was about principle.
I would think so. Because that's what he's been standing on. The light is on him. They've been shining a light on him ever since this happened. So I'm sure that he has been very careful. The few times he has been in an advertisement has been very tasteful.
Oh, he got booted out is what happened.
Who? Kaepernick? Yes.
Kaepernick.
Yes.
Yogi.
Oh,
no,
Yogi.
Yogi, he got booted out. That's what happened.
There's Dennis.
Hello, Dennis.
Hello, Dennis.
On my wife's headphones.
Nice. How's it going, man?
How's everybody?
Oh, we're hanging in there, bud. Another wonderful day in paradise. What can you do?
Travis, you better bring Yogi back in case he gets upset.
Yeah, bring him back in. See if he's.
I'll bring him back in a minute, y'all.
Okay.
Okay, mate.
Yeah, no.
I love it when
Yeah.
I love it when you guys go, yo.
Yeah, well, he was breaking up. I could understand that he didn't like Kaepernick, and he doesn't think maybe he should get a team. But as Bernadette points out, it's more about the reason that he wasn't playing. What's that, Dennis?
I'm just going to say it, like Kaepernick joined the 49ers, and then his second year took 49ers to the Super Bowl. So
That's all you need to know.
And he's got a better record than half the quarterbacks out there.
That's what I know. He's a whole lot better than a whole lot of quarterbacks out there. So the man should have a team.
He just donated some money for doing something, people to meals or something. I think I can't remember what it was.
I think he's portrayed as what is like the guy in Houston. Oh Lord, Mama would kick me for forgetting his name.
The elderly gentleman?
No. He's a football player down in Houston. He plays for the Houston.
J.J. Watt?
J.J. Watt. Thank you, Dennis. J.J. Watt, who is not only a fantastic ball player, he is a fantastic human being. And that's what makes him stand out more than anything else, is what he does in his off time and the way he does it. And Kaepernick, I think, is a whole lot like that.
You know what?
You know, he's
very wealthy, and most of them are very wealthy, and most of them are decent guys because they come up from struggles. They weren't silver spooners. They struggled their way through and earned their money, and they know what we go through.
Yes. Yeah. Well,
they're in touch.
It is. It's hard. You know, you don't make it into the NFL unless you work your ass off. Period. You know, you're not there because somebody just let you. You didn't buy your way into this class. You know, you perform or you're not there. So that's the way all sports are. You know, you might be able to.
I was glad that he has the opportunity to work.
Yes.
To show his craft.
I think
that he
he'll get
stayed in shape all these years that he's been blackballed, because let's call it what it was. He was blackballed from the NFL.
So what we're really saying here is Kaepernick's going to outlive Donnie. As far as Kaepernick's going up in the polls and Donnie's going down. So, you know, what goes around comes around, buddy. Talk bad about people end up talking bad about you, and it's not very hard to do that with the current president.
And I don't care what team he plays for. You know, I have no dogs in any of those kinds of games.
Nope.
I don't care. I just want to be able to see the man do his profession.
Yeah.
Like anybody else.
He was treated wrong, and he should have a chance. You know, that should not have happened to him. And Donnie just made an ad out of it.
And I hope he continues to bend the knee.
You know, if he bends the knee, I'd be right next to him.
Should hire him.
Me too.
And they have the right to do that. And how dare Donnie put them down for freedom of speech?
As one of our Blue Dots told me one time, you kneel for those not able to stand. You kneel for those not here to stand. But
that's right.
Anyway.
You know, all your soldiers, World War II vets, would die, most of them, and turn in their graves if they knew what Donnie was doing to the Constitution that they fought and died for.
Yes, I believe that too. And people, you know, they wonder about the active duty military. And when you're active duty, he is the commander-in-chief. There's no getting around that. Until he's removed, he is the commander-in-chief. And you're obligated by your oath to obey his commands, as long as they're legal commands. So never blame the veteran for the mistakes of the commander-in-chief. This guy's an asshole. He's a coward, and he's shown that so many ways, in so many different ways.
Fucking shit.
Yes. So he has no honor. But the men that serve, the men and women that serve this country, they do. And I'm sure there's few of them that like him and that don't, because they reflect the community.
I like your new scrolling sign, John.
Ain't that pretty neat? Travis did that.
Yeah, you can see everyone's name nice and clearly.
Everybody's name is up there that donates to our Patreon page. We appreciate them so much. They are the people. We get that check once a month on the first, baby, and it helps pays the bill. And that's, we always stress that. We are so proud of our Patreon members and those that donate and keep our show in the air. But we owe everything to them. So, and the people, I say it many times, Michael Sean on that MacBook, Chris Kloss on that mixer. There you go, saying names. I get lost.
You need to make notes.
Yeah, well, they're all in my head.
Good show.
But yes, is the people that have given of themselves to keep us on the air, and I'm reminded of that all the time. It's all around me, baby. It's everything I look at and hear has been sent to us by our family members, and it makes me proud to sit in here. And anyway, on that note, I want to thank everybody for showing up. Aussie Dave, Bernadette, Biker Leo, I know you're still out there, buddy. Mitch, we're glad you got the move and going out for dinner, you and Julie. Rick Davis, thank you for coming by. Yogi, appreciate you, buddy. And our mods, Jen, Dennis, and Velda, we appreciate y'all so much. You add so much to the show, and we appreciate it. But always remember, the most precious thing that you do give us is the time it takes to listen to us, give us an ear, and be involved and be informed. That's all we ask you to do is tomorrow. Be informed, be involved, and we'll win this shit. We'll clean our house. We'll return things to normal again. We won't be the laughing stock of the world again. So that's the direction that we're going in. And we're sponsored by the Blue Dot Political. I got to read this. I got to get this on something. Blue Dot Political Hazardous Waste Removal and Disposal Services Company. Agents located globally. Our main offices in Corpus Christi, Texas. When you need help with your political waste, we're going to work on some commercials for that. Anyway, I so appreciate all of y'all coming by and joining the conversation tonight. And for all of you out there in our Facebook and our YouTube and our Periscope family, we thank you very much. Y'all have a good night. Tomorrow's Beer and Bud Friday, baby. Get it ready. I guess I might have me a bottle of Cascazilla. Ooh, that's got to taste good. It's got a great name. Anyway, get ready for it, baby. Beer and Bud Friday. We'll see y'all later.